Hey, Jody here from beautiful BC. I just want to share a story with you that I had heard a few years ago when I was first starting self-development and learning all sorts of neat things. And there's actually a book written about it. You can probably look it up on Amazon or something like that and find it. But the book is talking about whether you're a cow or a rhino. And this is one of my favorite stories to share. I've shared it a lot in speaking groups and online and in blogging and stuff, just because it made such an impact in my life. And the story goes something along the lines of, are you a cow or a rhino? And cows herd together, they eat together, they poop together, they do everything together. And a lot of cows, that's just what they do all day, every day. They eat in groups, they walk around in groups, and if they're in a pen, they don't usually ever try to get out of a pen either. And this story kind of relates to the grass being a little bit greener on the other side. And in the midst of all these cows are actually some rhinos, okay? The rhinos, of course, can actually live among cows and not even know that they're a rhino and that they have a greater power. So rhinos can actually be tamed, so to speak, to herd with cows. But the story is this, that once a rhino, maybe another rhino comes along and brushes up against that rhino and says, "Hey, dude, you're a rhino, you're not a cow." And sometimes that rhino doesn't believe that he's even a rhino, until one day he looks down in the water and sees, wow, indeed, I am different from these cows. I have this big horn. And so the rhino will rush, using its horn, break down the barriers or the fence to get to greener pastures and just go, woohoo, I'm a rhino, I'm strong, I'm powerful. And it could be a lot like that with people, So many people are just like, I hate to say it, but are just like cows in a pasture. They go to work every day, they come home, they eat, they raise their children, and don't even realize that they are indeed a rhino and not a cow. But they are indeed different from those around. Until I heard this story, I never realized that I was a rhino. But here's the cool thing about the story. Once you have been enlightened to the fact that you are not a cow anymore, but you are indeed a rhino, you are indeed different from the pack, you have a power and a responsibility to now act as a rhino. And it is your job to brush up, and you'll notice the other rhinos in the cow pasture. And it is your job, your responsibility, to brush up against those other rhinos and let them be aware of who they are. Some will choose not to be. For them, the safety of the herd, the safety of what everyone else is doing is too strong for them, and they will decide to still remain a cow, even though they might have caught a glimpse that they were indeed a rhino. But if you are a rhino, if you're ready for change, those are the other rhinos that I'm seeking. If you're one of those, fill out the form above, find out a little bit more information about what I do to help teach rhinos to be their true selves. Take care. Make it a great day. Jody here in beautiful BC.